And what's good, everybody? Glad to have you guys back in the stream once again tonight. Second game as part of the doubleheader. This one going to be a good one. Number 4 ranked Auburn on the road taking on number 24 ranked Alabama. This one is in Tuscaloosa, home of the Crimson Tide. Auburn record of 14-1, undefeated 3-0 in the SEC. On the road, also undefeated at 3-0 on an 11-game winning streak for the Tigers. Alabama coming off a loss on the road at Missouri, who is at 500 this season, and they gave up 92 points in the last game to Missouri, trying to see if they can bounce back. So we got back from the timeout. Looks like they're going to give me a floor cam right here. Is Auburn able to lay it up and in, 18-all. Alabama with the ball. Quinterly has it at the top of the key for the Crimson Tide. This will welcome you guys in. If you're new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe as we join in progress here. SEC basketball action. Quinterly circles around, dribbles back outside, puts the ball into the hands to Davison at the top. Davison moves it outside to Shackelford, who jacks up a 3 off the back rim, no good. Tipped up, battle for the rebound, and it will come down with Jalen Williams with a defensive board for Auburn. There we go with a good camera. 3 comes up short on the air ball, missed by Auburn. Right back to Alabama. Davison backs his way into the post. Puts up the shot, rolls around the rim and out, but a tip in is good, though, for Alabama to put themselves on top. It is Jawan Gary who gets the tip in for the Roll Tide. Auburn with it, down the lane, left-handed layup is good. Jabari Smith having an incredible season. Blow-by move, driving, getting to the bucket right there. Auburn enters this game specializing in their defense with blocks per game. Walker Kessler, number 2 shot blocker behind Jamarian Sharp, 7'5" big for Western Kentucky. Kessler averaging over 4 blocks per game. Auburn first in the nation, averaging 8 blocks per game as a team. And for Alabama to compete in this game, they have to have a solid game from their front court. Their top front court scorer, Jawan Gary, is just 6'6", but they're basically carried by their guards, their trio. Shackelford, Quinterly, and Ellis throughout the season. Free throw is good, 21-20. Alabama just got blocked. Speaking of it, from the backside, Auburn takes it up the court and able to get the runner in for 2. Jabari Smith, 11 points, putting a stamp on this one in the early going with 3 blocks. So it's usually Kessler, the big main shot blocker, but he's yet to record a block. Already 5 as a team, and Kessler not on the board. 3 blocks by Smith and 2 by Dylan Cardwell. Malika, welcome back in. 8:42 left to go in the first. Quinterly gets the inbound for Alabama. They trail by 3. Quinterly moves it back into his hands. He'll have it once again. At the top, Quinterly takes the 3 straight away. Late contest by Kessler off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Pulled down and draws the foul. And this should be 2 free throws coming up by Darius Miles. And it's on Jabari Smith who picks up the blocking foul. So that'll be Smith's first personal foul of the night. Front court play was the big struggle for Alabama in their last game. They gave up 30 points to Kobe Brown, Missouri's top front court player. Riley in the stream, welcome in, taking Auburn. First shot missed, no good at the line. Second shot good for Alabama. D. Wade, welcome in here, man. There are no undefeated teams left remaining. So if you guys are just joining us, we just finished up the last stream. Baylor lost against Texas Tech. Final score 65-62 Texas Tech. That's a turnover by Auburn. They're third of the game. Attacking underneath in the key. Hook by Shackelford, and he connects. And it's tied up at 23. Auburn with the ball in their backcourt. They're going to slow it down. Under 8 minutes left to go in the first. Wendell Green takes it past the half-court logo. Puts the ball at the hands of the right wing perimeter. Dribbles to the top with Allen Flanagan. Flanagan moves it back outside of Green. Shoots the three off the side of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound over to Kessler, though. Hand off on the outside. Backs his way into the post. Pump fake. Left-handed shot by Smith, and he gets blocked and out. And it will stay Auburn ball. Hey, thanks so much, D-Wade. Yeah, it's been a tough one this year. Two underwhelming teams between the Celtics and the Pacers. Somebody had to win that game, and both of them play each other once again tomorrow. Timeout taken on the floor, 23-23. 7.5 left to go in the first. All right, we're in the timeout right now. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you guys would like to be notified here, future live streams of when I do go back covering games for basketball play-by-play. It's Jabari Smith who leads the way. He's got 11 for Auburn, having a huge game so far, along with 3 blocks. Alabama spreading out the points between 7 separate scorers. 4 of those players have 4 points each. Juwan Gary, Keon Ellis, Jaden Shackelford, and Darius Miles so far for Alabama off the bench. Yeah, they'd have to win the next 5 out of 8. It hasn't been seen for them to go on like a long sustained streak this year, so that's tough. But you honestly don't know. It could come up at any time. What's good, buddy, in the stream? Welcome in. No more teams undefeated. Baylor had dropped their game against Texas Tech, the last one that I covered earlier today. USC lost against Stanford. Kansas leading Iowa State 47-39. This is a shocking one right here. Nebraska leading Illinois started the second half 36-31. And Miami up by 1 over Florida State 53-52. Texas A&M having a great season themselves. They lead Ole Miss 35-29. They just haven't had like a signature victory this year for Texas A&M. That's what they're still waiting for. It'll come up once they start getting through conference games. They've started playing more of the easier opponents in the SEC so far. West Virginia leading Oklahoma State tonight 20-14. And Texas up at the start of the second half as they're going to start off. Start of the second half, Texas leading Oklahoma by 12. 33-21. What's good? Vaughn back in the stream. Welcome in, man. Tiptoe, welcome back in. Oh, we're in the first, by the way. I had that graphic up from the last game. There we go. So we're in the first. Yeah, so this is in the first half currently. 7:27 left to go in the first if you guys are just joining in. I had the second graphic up that I hadn't changed from Texas Tech Baylor. Yeah, Chicago's been on the roll. I heard Toronto's been doing really well lately too. And Dallas coming into their game tomorrow. They're on a 6-game winning streak. We're back to action. Little runner off the glass and good by Wendell Green of Auburn. Been a back-and-forth game so far tonight. Auburn with a 2-point lead once again. We'll see if Alabama can match it. Quinterly, bounce pass top of the key. Pass off to the lob. It went down low but couldn't get it there. As it gets deflected, Auburn running the length of the court. Missed the layup. No good by K.D. Johnson. Back into the hands of the Crimson Tide. And the fall picked up. It's going to be on Auburn right at midcourt, reaching in. I don't believe so there, Vaughn. Steven, welcome back in, man. So Jabari Smith right now, he's on the bench at the moment. He's got 11 points, 3 blocks. He had a foul a couple minutes ago. Darius Miles shooting in the bonus 1-1. Missed the free throw, no good. Tips around, and they get their own rebound back. Top of the key 3 off the mark, missed by Alabama. Soars up, defensive rebound pull down for Auburn. The Tigers have possession. At the top with Zep Jasper. They move it out to the right wing. 3 taken off the rim short by Devin Cambridge. Defensive rebound pull down for Alabama. Shackelford attacking down the lane. He gets denied right at the rim as he gets blocked. Auburn turns it over though. Alabama second chance cleared off of the rim. Deflected and Auburn picks up another defensive rebound. Right down the lane. Turbo boost speed. And that is good for a straightaway layup right there by the Tigers. Wendell Green Jr. up to 6. That's been the problem all season long. The Crimson Tide's defense right there could not get back in transition. And they keep on jacking up threes and missing. At the top, no good off the back rim. Here goes Auburn pushing tempo. Green at the left wing, crossover, drives, lobs it up over the top behind the defense, throws it down with a two-handed jam. It is Devin Cambridge for Auburn as they take the lead up by 6. Timeout on the court by Nate Oates for Alabama. 5:49 left to go in the first half. 29-23 Auburn. And Alabama's defense once again having a lot of trouble defending Auburn right at the rim. They just allowed a layup and a slam dunk on back-to-back possessions. Oh, wow, 30 years of Camden Yards this year. Big season for D. Wade's team. So right now on the timeout, as we go, we're going to take a look at Alabama tonight from the perimeter, and they are struggling, just 2 for 9 from the outside. This was a team that had made 13 threes when they beat Gonzaga back in November, and they have just dropped down after that and have struggled from the perimeter. And this team is all guard-based. Jaden Shackelford, Javon Quinterly, Keon Ellis, the top 3 scorers, carrying Alabama this season. They have to get back to the basics, though, moving the ball much better on the outside and also being able to stay out in front of their opponents when they have the ball on offense, and that's not what has happened the last 2 possessions. Auburn able to get behind the defense with a made layup by Wendell Green and then a slam dunk by Devin Cambridge. Alabama's cold, 1 for 7 on the last 7 shot attempts from the floor. Getting back into action, Alabama with the ball. 5.5 left to go. Davison moves it outside. Quinterly bounce pass left wing into the hands of Darius Miles. Miles drives. Nice dump off underneath. Puts one up off the glass. Too strong. Misses by Charles Bediako. And an offensive opportunity for Alabama comes up short. Auburn comes up with a defensive board. They slow it down past midcourt with Green. Gives it outside Johnson, left baseline dribble, bounce pass, deflected, down the lane, stolen, Alabama out in transition, pass ahead, a layup is good. J.D. Davison gets to the rim, out on a break, and draws within 4 for Alabama. Under 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Auburn with the ball. Green will try it again. Top of the key defended by Davison. Slides it out left wing Johnson. KD Johnson backs his way into the post. Passes outside, back out to the top, into the hands of Green. Green 10 on the shot clock. Off the pick towards his left at the left wing. Dribbles up into the key. Green floats up the runner. Off the side of the rim, no good. Had an opportunity to save it on the rebound, but couldn't. Stepping out of bounds. The Tigers did at the baseline, and it goes back to Alabama. 4:27 left to go before halftime. Number 1, Jashawn Holt comes into the game now for Alabama, freshman from Tacoma, Washington. Quinterly brings it up the court for the Crimson Tide. Quinterly turns the corner, drives. Kick out left corner, open three. Davison couldn't connect. Had a good look at it, but couldn't knock it down. Green now with the ball, moves it out to the top. Straightaway three, sinks through for the triple as the Tigers extend the lead to 7. It is good by KD Johnson. And here's a steal. KD Johnson looking to do it once again through contact, and he gets fouled. J.D. Davison, the one who picks up the blocking foul. KD Johnson will head to the free throw line, shooting 2 coming up for Auburn. And welcome to Stream Man. Yeah, that was shocking. It's been so many upsets this season. It's been insane. Nobody's undefeated anymore. Yeah, this is a huge game for Alabama because this game would save them in the top 25 still. They would have to win this one to stay in the top 25. We head into timeout, 32-25, 3:51 left to go. Auburn just made a 3. They're going to the free throw line coming up after the timeout, extending the lead. Let's see. Line on this game was Alabama by 3. So Alabama at home, they've picked up a couple signature victories on at home this season. For Alabama, they've been all over the place lately, though. I just checked. It's Alabama's a 3-point favorite. Yeah, they beat Houston last month. And that was with Houston when they still had everybody available. 83-82. They had won against Tennessee, I think 2 weeks ago when they called that. They were down most of the game. They came back and won in the final minute. And then they have some really bad losses that they have. They lost against Davison, who's playing really well this year. And they also lost against Iona. And then last game was their worst loss of the season, losing at Missouri. And also at Memphis, they had lost, which Memphis has been all over the place too. I want to see if any scores stick out right now at this hour. Yeah, Nebraska leading Illinois. That sticks out. 42-38 Nebraska with less than 16 minutes left to play. Miami in a close game at Florida State, 59-57. Florida State actually came in as the favorites by like 6 points. So not much confidence about Miami, it seems like, even though they're 5-0 in the ACC. And they just beat Duke. And another team that struggles with turnovers here they got tonight with Florida State. I know Florida State historically has been great on their home court, but this year seems more like a rebuild for them. Kansas leads Iowa State 51-46. That was a Iowa State lead not too long ago. And West Virginia looking, they just have to keep on winning. They'll get into the top 25 very soon. They just keep on winning games. Right now, they're taking care of business, leading Oklahoma State in the first half 29-18. So we get back to action here. At the free throw line is Auburn. Still shoot 2. First one is good with KD Johnson. Second shot is good as well. 9-point lead. Johnson's also got 9 points tonight. So he is the number 2 scorer behind Jabari Smith with 11. Under 4 minutes left to go in the first. Pump fake underneath. Davison draws contact. Banks it. And count it and one coming up at the line for the Crimson Tide. Yeah, I'm going back this weekend. So I got 2 games this weekend that I should be doing. I picked up a lot of games lately. All the teams I was covering were on winter break for like the last like 2-3 weeks, so that's why I didn't have any games on the weekend. But I go back this weekend. I got a men's game on Saturday, and then I get the women's game on Sunday that I'm covering. I'll post those in the community tab within the next few days. I'm just hearing back to see if they're going to move games, because they just moved the women's game from Saturday to Sunday. I just heard back from them today. There's been like a lot of games that keeps on getting rescheduled. Auburn gets called for the offensive foul, pushing off Allen Flanagan. Right down the lane. Shoulders the defender. It's called for the offensive foul. Alabama comes up with the ball again. 6-point game, 3:15 in the first. Crimson Tide has the top of the key. Davison moves it cross court into the hands to Quinterly. Quinterly at the left wing. Dribbles up, lost the handle, poke loose. Oh, nice steal right there to stay with it. KD Johnson, one man to beat, passes down the lane. Jabari Smith throws it down with a two-handed jam. Incredible defensive play right there. Smith's up to 13. KD Johnson, how he was able to stay with that ball in the Auburn backcourt. That was something special. 22 to 14 points in the paint in favor of the Tigers. That's a huge three at the top of the key that rains down for Javon Quinterly. Auburn with a possession. They're going to slow it down. 2.5 minutes left to go in the first. Wendell Green towards his right around the perimeter. Bounce pass to the top. Jalen Williams dribbles up. Jumper. 15-footer. Off the mark. No good. Ellis with a defensive rebound. Alabama once again down by 5 as they're going to have it. Davison dribbles around the perimeter towards the left wing outside. Davison will start his dribble drive. Attacks left block. Passes left corner. 3. Launched by Quinterly. No good. Tipped up. Smith with a defensive rebound. Deflected pass, though, goes into the hands to Ellis. Ellis underneath. Passes into the wrong hand. Stolen by Green. Green jacks up the 3. Skips around the rim. No good. Offensive rebound. Watch out. And Flanagan had it in his hands and got fouled. Game clock will stop. Minute 44 left to go. Or is it going to be on Flanagan here? It will be. Okay, so it's going to be a foul on the rebound picked up by Allen Flanagan himself. So Alabama now into the double. Oop. Top. There we go. Yeah, those girls fought hard, the ones they covered. I think one of the teams that I got coming up, I think they're receiving votes around number 30 for D3 for women's basketball. First shot good for Alabama. Second shot's good. And then for one of the men's teams I got coming up is that they had the team that they're competing against went to I think it was the Elite 8 they went to 2 years ago, but then they lost their top 2 scorers and they're basically got like all freshmen this year. So they went from I think like 26 and 5 they had 2 years ago to a record of 2-9 now. Auburn draws the foul. It's going to send Wendell Green to the free throw line, shooting inside the 1-1 bonus. A lot of whistles lately. Green hits the first one. Yeah, I've been doing 2 different colleges calling games in the men's college at one of the teams I covered. The men's team for one of the players. He's averaging 28 points per game, and I think he scored 45 in one of the games. And it wasn't through 3-point shots. He only made 3 threes in that 45-point game. think he went like 21 for 32 shooting. And 18 for 29 from 2. Second shot's good by Green. 5-point game, minute and a half left to go before halftime. Alabama has it right block. It is Noah Gurley. Moves it over to Quinterly. Quinterly inside the key. Looking for a turnaround. It's tough. It's contested. And it's blocked by Auburn, the number 1 blocking team in the nation. And then they throw the hot potato out of bounds. That's the only thing against them, is that they love to play quick. So they try to get quick up the court for Auburn. But sometimes it could lead to turnovers. They've got 7 blocks in the first half. Basically, Alabama's all guards. Don't have much front court on this team. 1:05 left to go in the first. Trying to attack. They kick it out to the left corner. Open 3. Couldn't connect for Alabama. They had a great look, and it could not go down by Deshaun Holt. Freshman from Tacoma, Washington. Auburn with the ball. 50 seconds left to go before halftime. Bounce pass, right elbow. Jab step. Jabari Smith works his way in the post, lobs it up over the top, couldn't finish with alley-oop as Cardwell tapped off the glass in Alabama with a defensive board. Crimson Tide has it. Lost the handle, gets it back clear, left baseline for a second. Gurley turnaround, hits it. Wow, Bulls crushing the Pistons 102-68 tonight. 20 seconds left to go before halftime. This is a huge bucket to get this crowd loud in the Coleman Coliseum. Auburn with a possession. Shot clock turned off. Wendell Green dribbles up to the top of the key. Step back 3 in the air. Off the front rim, no good. Tip in is good, though. Second chance points by Devin Cambridge. Alabama will take a 3 at the horn, and they miss no good off to the left side of the backboard. And we go into halftime. Jabari Smith, 13 points in the first half, 11 of those points in the first 10 minutes. He's also got 3 blocks. Top scorer, only player with double digits on the scoreboard for the Tigers, as they have 8 blocks in the first half as a team as we go into halftime. Number 1 team in blocks per game this season for Auburn, averaging 8 blocks per game, and they already have that number at half. If you're new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for joining once again tonight. Jabari Smith, 3 blocks, 2 each by Jalen Williams, Dylan Cardwell, and Devin Cambridge has got a block. They are just so good at the rim defensively. Alabama here, top scorers only got 7 points off the bench with Noah Gurley. And some of their key players, they're having tough games tonight for their key players. Javon Quinterly, 2 for 8. Jaden Shackelford, 2 for 8. The perimeter is having a tough time. 3 for 14 from the outside for Alabama. And this, if they want to win games like this, I'm shocked that this game is close right now, considering that number, that Alabama's 3 for 14 from 3-point range. Because last year they were lethal when they were shooting threes. They made 23s last year against LSU. There was a stretch that they were making like double-digit threes like every single game in a row for like a couple of games in that stretch throughout like January into February. And this year they're struggling to find their touch from 3. And that's been the struggle. Quinterly is super fast. It's like a flash of lightning on the court. How fast he gets to the bucket, but when you throw bodies out in front of him, especially in this type of matchup, when you got big bodies all over the place, when you get the number 1 shot blocking team in the nation, it makes it even tougher when you know your go-to drive is to get to the rim in this type of matchup here. And then you got bigs like Walker Kessler at 7'1", number 2 shot blocker nationally. Shocking takeaway here is that Kessler didn't even block a shot in the first half. He picked up 2 quick fouls, so he didn't get much time in the first half. But he never blocked a shot, yet Auburn still to record 8 blocks in the first half. Jabari Smith with 3 of those. So yes, Kessler 7'1", Smith 6'11". Jalen Williams is 6'8". A lot of good size in this Auburn team, making it extremely difficult. Dylan Cardwell is 6'11". This is an Alabama team that had made 13 threes when they won against Gonzaga. Shocking that it's only a 5-point game. Auburn hasn't made the threes themselves. They're just 2 for 14 from the outside. If Auburn's making the threes, then they're putting up 50 at the half. Illinois has just come back. They lead Nebraska 51-47. I'm shocked that game's actually close right now. Miami, Florida State, how about 6-0 in the conference? 7 seconds away from doing so. If Miami's able to hold on, they lead 64-63 over Florida State. Texas A&M running away against Ole Miss. A team that's not talked about that much for Texas A&M, but they could be a sleeper type of team. All depends on what they're able to do. Second portion of the schedule coming up for Texas A&M. Let's see, I'm going to dig into that resume for them right now since we're at halftime. They lost against Wisconsin, which Wisconsin is playing out of their mind lately. The team of the week last week. They lost by 4 against TCU, which had played Baylor close on Saturday and led at the end of the first half. And Texas A&M 2-0 in the conference. They had knocked off Arkansas, which is winless. That was also shocking. That Arkansas is yet to win a conference game this season. Looks like Miami and Florida State's going to go into overtime. 64-64, end of regulation. And Kansas leading Iowa State. We'll keep on monitoring this game. 58-54, Kansas, with 2.5 left to go remaining. So they got a game on ESPN Plus tonight with Kansas hosting Iowa State. That's a number 9 versus number 15 ranked matchup, and they put the game on ESPN Plus. And then there's another game on the Longhorn Network with number 21 Texas hosting number 26 Oklahoma. Texas leading 47-31. So, talk about stacking up the schedule. So many good games today. They should balance these out instead of having so many good games on one day. Just balance them out so you could put these games on national TV and balance them out throughout the week. So unfortunately on Fridays, it's tough to watch for college basketball on Fridays because usually none of the major conferences play. I know Big Ten plays like a game that gets selected to go on either FS1 or Big Ten Network. They do it for the Big East as well. But what they put on ESPN2 usually on Friday night, because they have NBA on Friday night, they usually put like an A10 or a Horizon League game on Friday night, which it's Tuesday night is stacked for the schedule. And then Wednesday night doesn't have like that much. Thursday night has got some games, usually good ones within the Big Ten and Pac-12 usually they do for Thursday. But Tuesday is good. Tuesday's stacked, led by the SEC and Big 12, usually on Tuesday. And I remember historically on Mondays, when they get into around February, there's some good games for Big 12 play that happen on Monday nights. Mississippi Valley State for you, Vaughn. That's the answer to that one. Who will never win a national championship in college basketball? Alright, so right now we're just at halftime. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate all for joining in tonight, being a part here on the channel. Right now we're just at half. Actually, going to see what's going on in the NBA tonight here. Wizards pulled off the victory, close over to Thunder, 122-118. Grizzlies, Warriors, nice game tonight, 101-98. Memphis with around 6.5 in the fourth. Suns pull out the victory over the Raptors at Toronto. Defensive type of game, 99-95. Pelicans lead the T-Wolves 100-89, and the Bulls crushing the Pistons 116-76. I'm going to take this poll down as well, 67-33. It looks like Auburn for those who voted in the poll. Triple-double tonight. There we go. Steph with 27, 10, and 10. Nice. What's good, Jacob? Welcome to the stream once again, man. Been a really good game once again tonight. A lot of great games throughout the night. Here's a shocker. I forgot that this is a relevant game here. Loyola Chicago is losing in the second half against Valparaiso, 34-25. It's a home game for Loyola Chicago. I can't believe that Illinois is only winning by 1 at Nebraska. Wow, Iowa State has taken the lead at Kansas. 59-58, 25 seconds left to go. Iowa State by 1. A lot of upsets tonight. Texas A&M looking good, 58-43, leading Ole Miss. They haven't been talked about that much. Texas A&M, TCU, those are two teams that are being slept on, that played each other. They haven't played many great teams, though. That's probably why they're not receiving votes at this point. All they have to do, just keep on winning, receiving votes, and Texas A&M should be able to get there. I'm going to see who they're playing next for Texas A&M to see if they got like a signature opponent coming up for them. Because they've blown past competition against other SEC teams, but they played the bottom of the conference first, basically. They won at Georgia by 2. They've won a lot of close games. They won hosting Arkansas on Saturday. That's the first time we basically taken notice of them. And now they're beating Ole Miss by 15. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait till next Wednesday for them to play a legit SEC opponent. They're at Missouri on Saturday. If they win that, they should be able to receive votes for next week. And then if they beat Kentucky, they should be able to get in the top 25. Say if they win hosting Kentucky and then win on the road at Arkansas, the schedule toughens up a ton for Texas A&M. And then TCU is the other team that has a good record, didn't receive any votes this week. They're playing K-State tomorrow. They should be able to win that one. They get a tough schedule coming up. Hosting Oklahoma. They should receive votes if they go 2-0 this week. All right, so second half going to be starting here in just a couple minutes. Top 25 up for grabs at this point because Baylor lost today. Number one's up for grabs. Gonzaga lost against Alabama. 12-2. Yet number 2 at the moment, UCLA, seems like they hadn't played in a long time until they played Long Beach State late last week. They're 10-1. And Auburn 14-1 up to number 4. And the only loss they had was the double overtime loss against UConn at full strength. That game could have legit gone anyway. All right, 40-35. That's the scores we went into halftime. Auburn is a team 8 blocks, already having their block average throughout the season. Number 1 shot blocking team in the nation, and not much going on throughout the guard play in that first half for Alabama. Just 3 for 14 from the outside. They won against Nebraska back in November because they made 13 threes as a team. Javon Quinerly, 1 for 6 from three-point range. He has held just 2 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 8 by the leading scorer, Jaden Shackelford, 0 for 3 from the outside. Boat struggling, and then Keon Ellis, the number 3 scorer, yet to even attempt a shot in the first half. And it's been a lot of trouble so far. Forcing turnovers have helped Alabama stay in this game. Four steals by Keon Ellis, and they have forced 8 total turnovers by Auburn to get themselves winning 5. As we're going to start off the second half. Also, big thing to note, Alabama's perimeter defense helping them out a ton because Auburn will be putting up a 50 spot on the board if Auburn made threes themselves tonight as well. Just 2 for 14 by Auburn. Coming out of the halftime break, Alabama with a screen to the top, taking a 3, and it sinks. It's a 2-point game. And that's Keon Ellis as he attempts his first shot of the night and makes it. 19.5 left to go. Jumper, top of the free throw circle, missed by Auburn. I would say Auburn, if they close out the week undefeated. Pump fake, Ellis takes it to the rim, kick out, right corner, open, 3 in the air, couldn't connect. Had a great look with Jawan Gary, but off the mark, no good. Transition, 3-on-1, have to get back if you're Alabama. And Auburn makes the Alabama defense pay. It's KD Johnson with a score. Auburn by 4. 19 minutes left to play. Alabama with the ball. Top of the key. Bediako gives it over to Quinerly. Moves it out to the top. Ellis launches again. This time off the front rim. Offensive rebound. Back to the Crimson Tide with Bediako. And a reach and fall committed by Johnson. It's going to be called on. KD Johnson picks up his a fall right there. And that will be his second personal foul of the game. I took Auburn by 7 tonight, 81-74. 18:50 left to go. It will be inbound for Alabama. Pro hop, Quinerly, jumper, Key, hits it. That's good. Nice move right there by Quinerly. Auburn at the top with Zep Jasper. They give it outside the right corner. 3 in the air, connects, and that is Jabari Smith who can show you the range. He can do everything. He is that good. Him or Paulo Banchero is going to be the number 1 draft pick, most likely. And Smith having a huge season. 18 minutes left to go in the second. Ellis at the left elbow. Forces one up and draws contact in the foul. It's going to be 2 coming up at the line, I believe. And that's the third personal foul on the night by Walker Kessler. Yeah, I believe that's correct. Gonzaga, Duke, Purdue. Yeah, I think that was it. I believe myself. They go 1 for 2 that trip at the free throw line. 18 minutes left to play. I think Baylor's probably going to go. They're probably going to go down just like a spot. That's it most likely, because a lot of teams out near them have like 2 losses for most of the teams. Bucket at the rim, good for Alabama. 17.5 left to play. Texas Tech's going to be put up a ton. They should be brought into the top 10. That jumper is an air ball, but a foul. It's going to send Jabari Smith to the free throw line. Smith backed his way. It's Jawan Gary who picks up the blocking foul. Jabari Smith here at the free throw line, shooting 2, missed the first one. Second shot by Smith, it's good. He's going to get an additional one as well. 48-43. They got a bucket before that, too. It's the update. So 48-43 Auburn. One more, rolls around the rim and in. So Auburn extends its 6-point lead, 17-15 left to go in the second half. Alabama with the ball, and they get called for the turnover. Right past midcourt. So that's the 9th turnover to game for the Crimson Tide now. Zep Jasper, the ball handler at the moment. Jasper moves it outside. Jab step around the perimeter. Flanagan, spin move down the lane. Puts one up. It gets blocked. Deflected out of bounds. Last touched off the fingertips of Ellis. And it will stay Auburn ball. $16:58 left remaining. Auburn inbound on the far side on their corner perimeter. They give it over to Wendell Green. Swings it out to the top. Smith passes right wing Johnson. Johnson, nice crossover. Dribbles back outside, slows it down. 3 in the shot clock into the hands to Smith. They put up a jumper. Extra pass was made to Green. Couldn't get it off in time, and that's a shot clock violation committed by Auburn. Alabama with a possession. Quinterly at the top of the key. Quinterly drives inside. Had it blocked but fouled. And it's going to be on Wendell Green. So at the free throw line, Alabama shooting 2 with Javon Quinterly. First one is good. Second shot bounces around the rim and in. Tigers with the possession. Crossover, driving, kick, left corner three for Auburn, splash. Wendell Green lets it fly and drops it down for the triple. Quinterly trying to get to the bucket, and again he draws the foul. So it's going to be 2 shots coming up once again by Quinterly. Wendell Green picks up another foul. Green's been terrific off the bench this year. They've been bringing him off the bench and Jasper starting. First one good at the line for Shackelford. Probably Louisville against Duke, because that's the biggest opportunity awaiting for Louisville. Let's go to Wick on the stream. Welcome in. 16 minutes left to go in the second. Auburn, 5-point lead. They have the ball. Wendell Green at the top. Moves it over to Flanagan. Flanagan defended by Ellis. Passes outside to Green. Green defended by Quinterly. Now switched, covered by Ellis. Green dribbles, drives, down the lane, right hand, bursts of speed, no good, but a putback dunk is good by Dylan Cardwell. Auburn by 7. Alabama with a possession. Ellis has it around the perimeter. Gives it over to Quinterly. Quinterly dribbles, drives, inside, dribbles back out to the left corner. 14 on the shot clock for Quinterly. Quinterly crossover. Jumper with space off the mark, no good, and a huge rebound soaring up, picked up by Wendell Green. Auburn gonna slow it down, this time with Smith. Smith gives it over right baseline. Cardwell back out to Smith. A flop by Ellis, no call. Deep range three. Green lines it up and connects. Nice passing to make it work by Auburn. Right baseline to the top of the key with space, and Wendell Green has had a tremendous season coming off the bench. He's got 12 points tonight. Driving. Shackelford missed the layup. The defense, a brick wall. Tough as nails by Auburn. Gets deflected out of bounds to the corner, and this will be Tigers ball. Wendell Green with blow-by speed. He missed the layup the last time. The putback by Dylan Cardwell, though. A lot of teamwork shown on the court for Auburn. Jabari Smith, top scorer, 20 points. 11 points by Katie Johnson, and off the bench, 12 by Wendell Green. If you're doing the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe right now. We're on a timeout. Appreciate all for joining in tonight. 14:42 left to go. Second half, and Auburn starting to pull away at the moment. They have made 3 3-point shots in the second half. They only made 2 in the first half. Let's go to Warren. Welcome back in, man. Baby Illinois in the stream. Welcome in. Auburn is holding Alabama's perimeter. 4 for 17 shooting tonight from the outside. Jaden Shackelford, the top scorer, just 2 for 8. He's yet to attempt a shot in the second half. Javon Quinterly having a rough game. Usually Quinterly can get to the bucket. That's what he's known for. Is his blow by speed, driving to the basket. But tonight, against the Auburn defense that's got size, building a brick wall, preventing Quinterly to get to the rim. It's been a tough game for him. Quinterly 1 for 6 from 3, 3 for 12 shooting. And Keon Ellis has started to attempt shots in the second half, and he's attempted 2. He made one of those as a 3-point shot right out of the gate to start out. Do I see another win that Louisville can use? I'd probably say either UNC or Miami or Wake Forest, all depending on what happens in the conference. Biggest strength is in the low post with them. They got a lot of size in that team. They're good. They're good inside, but weakness for Duke. They just don't have a knockdown shooter on their team for Duke. That's a struggle, and also the turnovers, which cost them against Miami. I'm still gonna take Baylor, even though tonight they slipped up. I'm gonna go Auburn in the Final Four right now. I'll go Baylor, Auburn, Arizona, and then Illinois as my last one. I said as a random throw in there. Let's see how they're doing against Nebraska. Okay, they're winning 74-67. Not as easy as I thought, though. They've been crushing their opponents lately for Illinois. They're on a big winning streak. Wow, big win for Memphis there. Memphis over Golden State. Here's an upset in the making tonight. Valparaiso leading Loyola Chicago 45-37. That decreases the chances of an at-large bid from the Missouri Valley if that keeps up with Loyola Chicago. They had won last week against San Francisco, which I had said that WCC is only going to be a 3-bid conference for my prediction. Here's a deep range 3 by Auburn. Couldn't connect with it, though, around the rim and out, as it was missed by Wendell Green. Yeah, I think it's either St. Mary's or San Francisco that's going to start dropping games in WCC play and only make it a 3-bid conference, in my opinion. Historically, it's been San Francisco who has struggled. I would love to see them finally come through, though. But I think 4 could be too many, especially at-large bids. I feel like at-large bids, automatic qualifiers, more than usual this March, I feel like, is going to be brought in. That is good for a 2 inside the post. Trading buckets 59-49. 13.5 left to go. Getting to the rim, it is Quinterly, but before Auburn gets called for a reach and foul. And that's their 5th of the second half. Alabama gets the inbound. Quinterly has it at the right wing perimeter. He's defended by Smith. Quinterly drives on Smith, lost the handle. Great defense by Smith to stay out in front. It goes into the hands of Green, takes it, wraparound layup, coast to coast by Wendell Green with his burst of speed, and it's a 12-point lead for Auburn. Alabama will try it again. Quinterly is having a tough time tonight. You can see the body emotion right now of him. He is just not into it. Talk to the referees about the last call right there. Miles inside and draws a foul. It was just poked loose by Smith. Smith didn't reach in on the last play defending Quinterly. It's as simple as that, and Wendell Green took it the distance as Quinterly just gave up on the play. (19-4) in favor of fast break points. Here's the 9th block of the game by Auburn. Underneath, puts one up, off the glass, no good. Tapped out of bounds, it will stay Alabama ball. 12:47 left to go. And Auburn's defense is making this a nightmare for Alabama. J.D. Davison, the inbound passer. Passes underneath and a score at the rim. Wow, that's a big win right there for Kansas. They won over Iowa State by 1. 62-61 the final. 12.5 remaining here. Top of the key, Dylan Cardwell. Cardwell gives it over to Williams. Williams launches from deep, no good. Try to get the follow, taken down to the defensive rebound, though, by Alabama. It's Miles who picks up the board, and from the backside, there was a foul. And it looks like it's on Auburn, which would be their 6th. Or it's actually their 7th as they update right now. So Alabama in the bonus. That is foul number 7 in the second half by Auburn. Only 3 by Alabama. 1-1 bonus, first one good. I'd have to take the Oregon Duck right there. I like that mascot. Second shot's good. 12:20 left to play, Auburn. With the ball, top of the key, Wendell Green. Bounce pass goes into the hands of Jasper. Backs his way, lost the handle, turnover. Quinterly comes up with a steal. Quinterly passes down the lane. Davison scores up and in off the backboard. It's a huge bucket out on the break there for Alabama. Now the crowd's starting to get into it. Down by double digits just a moment ago. It's a 6-point game. Auburn has it at the top of the key. They dump it down low. Spin move, pump fake. Jalen Williams, hook off the mark. Tapped out of bounds. Last touched by the Tigers. Alabama showing toughness. Getting right back into this one. Moving the ball around inside. Getting some great looks. And that's been a difference maker as of late. We're going to take a timeout. Crowd starting to get into it here in Tuscaloosa. 12:06 left to go in the second half. It is Auburn by 6 here. They lead 61-55. Yes there, Vaughn. I think they will. I think this year was just an off season. They'll be back in the college football playoff 4 next year. Most likely. So right now we're just in a timeout. Quick scoreboard update. A couple other basketball games here in just a moment. 11:43 left to play in the second half. Illinois, final 20 seconds, leading Nebraska 81-71. West Virginia up over Oklahoma State 51-37. Here's a shocker. Loyola Chicago just 43 points with under 6 minutes left to play versus Valparaiso. Valpo leads 49-43 over Loyola Chicago. Texas, statement victory today over Oklahoma through their defense. Number 1 defense in college basketball is the Longhorns. 66-61. They lead in the final minute over Oklahoma. And Oklahoma been trying to get to the top 25. And they fall up short this time. Wow, St. Bonaventure beat LaSalle in overtime. That's concerning right there. That's the bottom team in the conference. What's good, Luca? Welcome to the stream here, man. Time winding down in this game as we're on the timeout. 11:43 still left to go. Auburn's team they're just so good inside defensively. 9 blocks, 8 of those in the first half. Both perimeters having a hard time tonight. Auburn's got they got an 11-game winning streak. Baylor came in today with 21 and then got knocked off by Texas Tech. So there's no more undefeated teams left to play. Alabama will get the inbound. It's all about threes for the perimeter of the Crimson Tide. They haven't done that today. Huge rejection at the rim by Auburn. Make it 10 blocks in the game. Tigers have the ball back by 6 with 11.5 minutes left to play. They slow it down with Wendell Green. Green at the top of the key. Pick gets set by Cambridge. He rolls down. Green dribbles. Got a clear pathway. Missed the layup. No good. Had a golden opportunity. Slipped past the defense. Here goes Alabama driving to the bucket and fouled. And it's going to be 2 free throws by Keon Ellis of the Crimson Tide. Clock will stop with 11:09 left to play. So a big swing right there in points. Should be an 8-point game if you finish that layup at the rim. And then Alabama with Ellis taking it himself. If he goes coast to coast and scores there, this could be as close as a 3-point game. If he makes that one and then draws the foul and gets the and one. Right now it sits at 6. It was a hard foul. They're looking at the review monitor right now. Official review about this call on Auburn for a hard foul right at the rim. Keon Ellis going to go to the free throw line. He's shooting 2. That'll be a no there, Vaughn. I have no clue why bracketology has Clemson listed in as the last 4 out above TCU and Texas A&M. It makes no sense. Also, Michigan is listed above TCU and Texas A&M, which is all about big school recognition. Like, Michigan did nothing in their non-conference slate to help them out. What's good, Brandon? Welcome to the stream, man. $11:09 left to play. Official review on the court about the foul that just committed. Wow. Florida State has won over Miami 65-64. So Miami is no longer undefeated in the ACC. Talk about a game of points right there. So Dylan Cardwell, as they finally are able to get the call on the court, Dylan Cardwell picks up a flagrant 1. A hard foul he committed. He's going to send 2 shots coming up the line for Alabama. Yeah, it finally happened that they moved away with Joe Judge finally for the Giants. Yeah, Providence had their game postponed today against Creighton. Providence is now on a pause. Would Providence have won against Creighton? That would have been a tough one, honestly. I probably would have taken Creighton, because Creighton didn't even receive votes this week either. And that Creighton's usually good in their home court. Yeah, I'd probably taken Creighton. I think it would have been close. And Alabama gets the inbounds. Quinterly has it at the top of the key. 11 minutes left to go. Gives it over to Ellis. Fires away from 3. Tipped up, no good. Cardwell comes down with a defensive rebound for Auburn. And a rebounding foul assessed to Alabama. A lot of fouls here in the second half. That is now, I believe, number 5 by Alabama. And Auburn has got 8. 10:50 left to play. Auburn back with the basketball. Green dump off right at the rim, throws it down, two-handed jam with Cardwell. Starting to get to the rim. Nice pass by Wendell Green, having himself a tremendous game off the bench. 5 for 13, 14 points, picks up his third assist. At the top of the key, Alabama moves it over. Right corner three, Ellis. No good, couldn't connect. Rebound soared upward and comes down with is Devin Cambridge. 10:20 left to play. Slowing down the pace is Wendell Green. Green, a sophomore guard from Detroit, Michigan. They move it out to the left corner. Three in the air, missed by Jamari Smith. Pinwheels around, defensive rebound picked up by Gurley of Alabama. 10 minutes left to play. Quinterly moves it outside, spots up, open three, couldn't connect again. Off the back rim this time, missed by Miles. And Auburn picks up the defensive rebound, gonna chunk down a little bit of clock. Green, defended by Davison around the perimeter. 20 in the shot clock. Edge of the Alabama logo. Gonna set up for a good look right here. Cardwell sets the pick. Green dribbles right in between. Oh, what a move to the bucket. Wendell Green lays it up and in with a finger roll. He's up to 16. Dylan Cardwell, what a pick he set to set up free for Wendell Green with an attack starting out around the perimeter. Dribble drive straight down the lane and scores. Quinterly takes the three and having a tough game from the outside. Misses off the front rim. Auburn with a defensive rebound. Javon Quinterly tonight just 1 for 6 from the perimeter. That's a three, and that's how you take one and make one. It is Wendell Green. 19 now on the board for Auburn, and they go up. It was a close one at one point, and now on a run themselves by 11. Timeout on the floor by Nate Oates in Alabama. 9:10 left to play in the second half, and Auburn can score in bunches, and they do, with number one slipping past the defense the first time, second one taking a shot from the top of the key right in front of the Alabama logo and drilling it. Swiping it off after that possession was over. What a night for these Tigers. On the road, too, and getting things done. This team is just so athletic. They are good on the break. Fast team. They got multiple players that can give your defense fits. And that's been a struggle all season long for Alabama as their defense, and Auburn's broken through for 68 with still above 9 minutes left to play. Alabama's giving up an average of 75 points per game. Only time will tell there, Vaughn. Wow, here's an upset. Loyola Chicago about to lose against Valpo. 55-49, minute and a half left to go. Loyola Chicago was the home team tonight in that game. West Virginia leading Oklahoma State 53-44. What's good, Andrew? Welcome to Stream Air, man. Thanks so much for finding my channel. Right now, just in the timeout, 9:10 left to go in the second half. Jabari Smith with 20, leading the way for Auburn. 19 off the bench by Wendell Green with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. No turnovers. 11 points by K.D. Johnson. Alabama leading scorer, Javon Quinterly with 11, though he's missed 11 shots. And Keon Ellis with 10. And Ellis did not attempt a single shot from the floor in the first half. Jaden Shackelford having a tough game. Yet to even attempt a shot in the second half. 2 for 8 scoring for the leading scorer for Alabama. Yeah, this team's legit. Finding multiple ways to get things done with number one, Wendell Green Jr. is broken out of the scene. Back-to-back scoring possessions for him, a layup at the rim. Off of the pick set by Dylan Cardwell, and then took a three and made the three. He's got 13 in the second half. Quinterly driving. Tough defense by Auburn. They blocked the ball out of bounds. It will stay Alabama ball. Javon Quinterly loves to get to the rim. He's got blow-by speed, dribble drive, penetration to the bucket. But 10 blocks as a team by Auburn tonight. Bounce pass getting sloppy right there for Alabama. Off the fingertips of Davison, able to pick it up though, as he was lucky that his defender was turned around backwards. Defended by Smith, moves it outside. Shackelford contested by Smith. Off the back rim, no good. Incredible length by Jabari Smith to get out around the perimeter. Defensive rebound picked up by KD Johnson. Johnson flings it down the lane. It's a two-handed throwdown. It's a slam dunk that goes down at the rim by Walker Kessler. 70 on the board for Auburn. 13-point lead. That's the first basket of the night by Kessler. 8:20 left to play. Quinterly. Dump off underneath off the rim. They get it back though for Alabama. Inside the key. Bediako, tough bucket scores. Charles Bediako with 6 points. They need a ton of front court help. That's what they are just lacking here for Alabama. Left corner three. It's good. Splash. Jabari Smith lines it up. Jabari Smith, 23. Top scorer in the game. 7:45 left to go. Davison at the left block. He's working on Kessler. Dribbles back out around the perimeter. Davison, left baseline dribble, trying to slip past Kessler. Reverse hand layup, no good. Too strong off the glass. There's a foul, though, and it's going to be committed by Auburn. That is foul number 8, is a foul number 9 now as a team for the Tigers. That would be a no there, Vaughn. Something out in South Carolina that you might not like. We take the timeout first. 7:37 left to go remaining in the second half. Auburn up by 14-a lead. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much for joining in, being a part here on the channel tonight. I cover basketball action, play-by-play, college hoops, NBA games on the channel. The size and the length of Auburn's making this game difficult tonight for Alabama. Alabama undersized with their team, especially in the front court. They've had a lot of question marks this season to the 5 position on the court for Alabama. And tonight, Auburn shooting the ball 50% currently from the floor, and they are greater than 50% from 2-point range, just 32% from the perimeter in this game for Auburn. And the Auburn defense holding Alabama just 4 for 22 from the outside, a category that Alabama needed to be spot on and deliver from 3-point range like they did against Gonzaga, and simply not there tonight. Javon Quinterly, number 2 scorer, tough game, 3 for 15 from the floor. Jaden Shackelford, top scorer, 0 for 4 from 3, 2 for 9 from the outside. And Keon Ellis, 1 for 5 shooting. It's those 3 players combined that they needed to have a strong performance from. Those are the top 3 scorers, and they've only made a combined 6 shots. They are 6 for 29 between the top 3 scorers for Alabama tonight. That is 20.6%. Goes to show that Auburn looked into the game plan. They watched tape about how they were able to take advantage of the outside, moving the ball around against Gonzaga. Stop that from happening in today's matchup. And all that Alabama could do is just force Auburn to pick up fouls. Alabama's gone to the free throw line multiple times. They've allowed Auburn to pick up 19 total fouls in this game, and it's allowed Alabama to knock down 19 of 22 free throws. Lucky that they're shooting the ball at 86% from the floor, because if not, and if Alabama's defense has a hard time stopping Auburn's threes, Auburn shooting just 38 or 32% from the outside, this game is a blowout. If we're looking at, instead it's a 14-point game right now, but we'd be talking about 30 if Auburn makes much more threes and if Alabama struggles at the charity stripe. What's good, Blue Eagle? Welcome to the stream here. Yeah, this should be a good game tomorrow, Bulls and Nets. I'm shocked they didn't put that one on national TV. Tomorrow's national TV game is Mavs against Knicks tomorrow. Or actually, there might be two. I think there's a late game. Yeah, there's a late game in there for tomorrow. Oh yeah, that is the late game. That's odd. That's odd that they put that as the 10 o'clock game. I would think that. Well, it's at New York tomorrow, so that's why. If it was at Dallas, it would probably be the late game. I'm shocked that they scheduled that one for 10 o'clock at Chicago. So we get back to action. Alabama at the free throw line with Jaden Shackelford. Goes 1 for 2 that trip. 13-point game, 7.5 left to play. Auburn will keep on slowing it down. Wendell Green gives it over to Kessler. Kessler dribbles back out around the perimeter. Puts the ball into the hands to KD Johnson. 10 in the shot clock. Johnson towards his left to the outside. Crossover at the free throw circle. Dribbles back out to the top. Johnson 4 in the shot clock. Johnson working on Shackelford. Deep range 3. Launches. Off the back rim, no good. A rebound soars up. Picks up by Shackelford. 7 minutes left to play. Shackelford gives it over. Back over to Shackelford, who takes the 3 and connects with it off the assist by Quinterly. It's a 10-point game. Fans are right back into it once again for the Roll Tide. What's good, Arku? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so that's the late game tomorrow. So it's a 1 hour difference between the 10 o'clock Eastern and, yeah, they're in Central. Huge rejection right there at the rim for Auburn. It's going to go back to Alabama, though, as they dribble up the court. Take the 3, and it goes down by Quinterly. He has started to find something right now. Javon Quinterly up to 14. 7-point game. 7-zip run by Alabama. Last minute 45. Won't go down without a fight coming out of the timeout. Johnson dribbles inside. Stripped and fouled, and Shackelford can't believe it. They called Shackelford on the foul. It's going to be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for KD Johnson. All right, they're actually going to say it's a non-shooting foul, so they will say it's a reach-in before the shot, so it will be inbound for Auburn. So non-shooting foul, 6 minutes left to play. Green has the ball, dribbles, drives, down the lane, floats one up with the right hand, and he gets fouled again. It's going to be on Ellis, who picks up the foul. And they're still not in the bonus. That is number 6 to give for Alabama. One more. They don't have any more fouls to give. Next time around, they're in the bonus. Alabama looking for a travel right there by Flanagan. They got away with it, though. Top of the key, taking a 3. Wendell Green off the back rim. Tipped up. Offensive rebound. Controlled by Smith of Auburn. Another chance for the Tigers. They slow it down. 15 on the shot clock. 5:35 left to play. Tigers with the ball into the hands to Wendell Green. Green moves it over to Smith. Smith, jumper, rises. Left elbow J, and he gets fouled. Jabari Smith heading to the free throw line to shoot 2. That's number 7 now as a team for Alabama in the second half. Smith tonight, 82% at the line this season, 4 for 6. When it comes to free throws, first one no good, skipped around the rim and out. Second shot by Smith. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound picked up for Alabama. It's by Darius Miles, who picks up the defensive rebounds. Driving, Davison, oh my goodness, throws it down. Right-handed jam. Works his way in a crossover as he slips past Walker Kessler. J.D. Davison lets the fans erupt here in the Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. Unreal. Crossover, slips past Flanagan, and then down the lane, able to get past Kessler, and throws it down with the right hand. Kessler just a split second behind. He got fouled as well on the backside by Kessler. One shot by Davison, off the back rim to the front, no good. Rebound picked up, a strong one by Jabari Smith. 5:10 left to play. It's a 5-point lead for Auburn. Fans are rocking here inside Tuscaloosa. Pass ahead, down the lane. Kessler out of control. Offensive foul committed by Auburn. Bodies colliding down in the post. And Walker Kessler, with just 2 points tonight, has fouled out for the Tigers. This is what Alabama does. They play you so close. They hang in there like they did against Tennessee, and then the final minute, they just take the game. We'll see if that does happen tonight here, but we still got just over 5 minutes left to go. Wow, there's still a lot of time remaining for Alabama. And Walker Kessler just fouled out. So there's the top shot blocker in the conference. Number 2 nationally behind Jamarian Sharp of Western Kentucky at 7'5". Let's go to Cram. Welcome on the stream. What a game tonight. If you guys are new in the channel, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. J.D. Davison, unbelievable play he just made in the last offensive possession for Alabama. They're trying to save themselves in the top 25, and there's no better way to do it right now than this game. This kid right here, he is so tough. 6'3" guard with an afro for J.D. Davison. He has it up the court at the right wing. Shovel pass, right corner, 3, launch in the air. Shackelford, oh man. He hit so many big shots in the last 5 minutes and does right there. It's a 2-point game. He got the game-winning bucket 2 weeks ago at home over Tennessee. 4:40 left to play. We'll see how Auburn responds. Top of the key, it's Cardwell. Hands it off to Wendell Green. They just won't go away tonight for the Roll Tide. Green at the left wing perimeter. He will take a deep range 3 off the front rim. No good. Alabama with a defensive rebound, pushing it. Shackelford driving. The camera stopped for a second. Gets back into it. Shackelford. No call as he next knocked down, and it will stay. As it gets tipped up, it's going to be Auburn basketball. Euro step down the lane. Missed the layup. Johnson. As it was going to be rebounded by Alabama. Here goes the Crimson Tide. Davison gives it out. Driving. Slips past the defense. Lays it up and in, and we're even at 73. Darius Miles ties it up for Bama. What a run here by Alabama. Under 4 minutes left to go. Auburn with the ball. Top of the key, it is Green. Dumps it over. Spin move. Smith. Offensive foul. Lowers the shoulder in a charge taken by Alabama. Darius Miles takes the charge. J.D. Davison with that slam dunk a couple possessions ago ignited the crowd. And Walker Kessler has fallen out, and it has opened up this game. Timeout taken on the floor. 73-73, 3:44 left remaining second half. Anybody's ball game right now. Wow. Alabama is so good late in games at home. Able to close them out. huge victory they had a few weeks ago against Tennessee. They were hanging in there. They didn't lead most of that game and able to come from behind and win. And once again, they were down by double digits tonight on a couple of times. They trailed as many by 14 at one point. Jaden Shackelford's a big bucket maker. Like he comes alive last 5 minutes. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. This game is just wide open at this point right now. We'll see who comes back out of the timeout and goes in a run. Alabama, we'll see if they do get back to pushing it. That's how they were able to get on the break and get some big buckets lately, pushing tempo with the ball. If they force Auburn's defense not to get set and push the ball, they got a good opportunity. So right now, Kessler's out of the game, so it opens up this game because they've been hanging in there tough all night long for Alabama. But Auburn's defense is just so tough inside. But you take advantage right now that 7'1" Walker Kessler no longer into the game. He fouled out. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Brian. Sending my condolences to you, man. Sorry to hear that. .344 left to play. Top scorer tonight for Alabama. That's Javon Quinterly. He's got 14 points. 11 by Shackelford, who just made the three. And then 10 points by Keon Ellis. And at Auburn, Jabari Smith with 23, 19 by Wendell Green, 11 by KD Johnson. Wow. Loyola Chicago, they were down by 7 in the final minute. They come back, they lead in overtime with 4 minutes left to go in OT. 58-57 over Valparaiso. You cannot count out this team. The Ramblers, I know they've gone into overtime against two teams in the Missouri Valley, Bradley and now Valpo, but I mean, wow, you can't count them out. So Loyola Chicago leads. That is crazy. West Virginia leads Oklahoma State 68-50. And that's basically the two other games going on besides Fresno State, San Jose State playing right now at the moment. We get back to action. 3:40 left to go. J.D. Davison, he has the ball. 10 points in the second half off of the fast break for Alabama. They should look to keep on pushing it. Into the hands of Shackelford at the left wing. Shackelford defended off of a double team. Moves it out to the top. They give it over to Davison. He's got space. Takes the three. Too strong off the back rim. Offensive rebound picked up, but they push off. Alabama called for the rebounding foul. As we come back into action, 3:24 left to go. It's going to be free throws coming up at the line for Auburn. And they are in the bonus. Jabari Smith 1-1 at the charity stripe. He is just 4 for 8 tonight at the free throw line. First one, hits it. Second shot by Smith coming up, and that one is good. The foul situation is that Auburn in the bonus, Alabama in the double bonus. Alabama's committed 8 personal fouls second half. Davison has the ball top of the key. He moves it over to Shackelford at the left wing. Shackelford crossover around the perimeter. Gives it out to the top. Back over to Shackelford. Attacks right down the lane. Moves it out right corner, and Auburn picks up a foul. It's going to be assessed underneath the hoop. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Brian. Sending my thoughts out to you, man. To you and your family. And I'm here if you need anything. I'm over on the Discord anytime if you guys would like to message. So sorry to hear that, man. Shackelford at the line. He's going to shoot 2 shots now. Double bonus time for Alabama. First one is good. .307 left to play. Shackelford, chance to tie up the game now for the Crimson Tide. And that free throw is good. They've been like a seesaw lately here for Alabama. As far as this season. Their defense, though, has had sparks of great play. If they can do it on a consistent level, that will make them into a dangerous team like they do right there with a steal. Picking it off at the rim. Here's a wide open 3 for the chance to take the lead. They could not connect. Left completely open in the clear. They didn't get back in transition. Pass ahead. Wendell Clean. Oh, what a block right there at the rim. It goes right back to Alabama. Noah Gurley redeems himself after missing the 3. Denies Wendell Green at the rim. Auburn picks up the steal. Driving. Right baseline. It is Flanagan. And Flanagan lost the handle and it goes out of bounds. We got a lot of fast basketball play lately. He should have just went in for the right-handed layup with Green. He would have got it. Instead, he tried to go reverse hands. There wasn't any need to do that, and it allowed for an extra split second where he got denied. 75-75. Lorenzo, welcome back in, man. 2:28 left to play. Braden, welcome to the stream, brother. I heard about his comeback on Sunday night. Davison takes up the court, top of the key. Moves it over to the outside is Shashawn Holt. He takes the 3. No good. Airballs it to the left of the rim. Defensive rebound picked up by Jalen Williams of Auburn. Green puts it into the hands of Johnson. Attacks. Tough shot. Gets to the rim and scores. That is good. Oh, what a bucket right there by K.D. Johnson of Auburn. 2 minutes left to go. Top of the key once again for Alabama. The ball handler, J.D. Davison. Pick set by Shackelford. Davison towards his left and the outside. 14 on the shot clock and moves it over to Miles. Miles bounce pass left block into the hands of Gurley. Gurley gets fouled. Tangled up with inside the post. And the clock will stop with 1:42 left to go. Dave, what's good? Welcome on the stream here, man. What a game indeed. This has been unreal. Right now it's 11:10 p.m. where I am. 1:42 left to go. I don't believe so, Vaughn. I know Arizona State's got a hockey program, though. 2 shots coming up at the line for Alabama. And first one is good. As it drops down for Noah Gurley. Let's go to Cram. Welcome back in. Great game tonight. Second shot to see if he can tie it up for Gurley. And he makes it 77 all. 1:40 left to go. 10 ties, 8 lead changes. Been a tremendous night of national TV games. Top of the key, Jalen Williams. Dumps it down low. Spin move, right block. They move it outside to Flanagan. At the top, pump fake, Jalen Williams. Puts the ball into the hands of Green. Green with 1:20 remaining. Deep range 3. High arcing air balls it. Try to save it. Ooh! And it is a mid-air collision by 2 orange uniforms for Auburn. And both players are down. Ouch. Oh my goodness. K.D. Johnson is one of the players. Good to see both are up and okay. The other one was Jabari Smith. We couldn't see his jersey at first. Let's see. It was an air ball shot by Auburn, and then Smith and KD tried to go up and battle for the offensive rebound, and they collided. Hard fall right into the front row of the cameraman themselves. Good to see both are up and walking it off, doing okay. But that is dangerous right there. Both are fine. Both are talking to each other on the court. I've seen plays like those, just devastating injuries. And lucky for those two that both were okay. They went right into the front row with the cameraman sitting on his seat on a rolling chair. Alabama gets the ball, 77-77, minute 15 left to play. Quinterly slips past one defender, dribbles free throw circle, nice feed inside, couldn't finish off the glass. Jashawn Holt, but they get the offensive rebound. Quinterly, three, top of the key, off the front rim, deflected. Battle for the rebound, picked up in the corner by Auburn, and Alabama gets called for the foul by Ellis. 58.6 seconds left to play. Auburn will head to the free throw line in the 1-1 bonus. A crushing foul on a battle for the rebound picked up by Keon Ellis. This will be Alan Flanagan at the line shooting 1-1 bonus. His first free throw attempted of the game. .6 seconds left to play. Flanagan, first one. That's good. Two great games tonight. I get to cover Texas Tech knocking off Baylor by 3, 65-62 the final. Here we go, much higher scoring game tonight, as Auburn hits both of them down at the line for Flanagan. 2-point lead for the Tigers. Alabama was trailing as many by 14. 50 seconds left to go. Quinterly at the left elbow, moves it back out to the top into the hands to Shackelford. Shackelford's got plenty of big buckets in the clutch. Shackelford at the top. He's defended off a double team, swings to that left corner, wide open three. Quinterly instead of spots up, takes it, lost the handle, and turns it over. Javon Quinterly had a wide open three, and he bypassed it at the left corner, and Auburn picks up the steal at the rim. Auburn slows it down. 25 seconds left to go. 5-second shot clock differential between game clock. They lob it out right corner. Auburn's just going to take off time off the clock if they don't foul, and Alabama eventually does with 19.7. How could you bypass that open of a look right there if you're Quinterly? I know that you love to go drive left baseline for a layup. In a wraparound layup, but how could you bypass that opportunity to take the lead and let this crowd explode? Especially considering this Auburn defense inside is a brick wall. First shot good at the line for Auburn as they're shooting inside the bonus. Smith was the one who closed out. He tried to blow past Smith, and then it was just a great rotation by Cardwell to be the one to clamp him at the rim. Second shot is good by Auburn. That's the difference between a 1-point Alabama lead and a 4-point lead by Auburn right now. 19.7 seconds left to play as Alabama will burn a timeout. What's good, Alan? Welcome to the stream, man. What a game tonight. Incredible game tonight. They had so many opportunities for Alabama. Final moments. A foul on the rebound by Ellis, and then Quinterly had a chance for the three. 14 points they trailed at 1 point. Auburn picked up 10 blocks, 8 of those in the first half. Jabari Smith, 25 points. This game opened up when Walker Kessler fouled out. And, wow, we see on the replay how many feet he had right there until Smith closed out on Quinterly. He's going to be looking back at the tape of that one. Nightmares. It's the size and length of Auburn can frustrate any opponent. And Jabari Smith showed you why in that last play. Quinterly decided not to take the three, assuming that Smith was going to come up and block it in the corner. J.D. Davison had a slam dunk on Walker Kessler at 1 point. That was the changing point of this game. And then after that, it was back and forth to a race to the finish. Alabama down by 4. 19.7 seconds left to play. Would need a quick three. Crimson Tide get the inbound. Too much dribbling. Top of the key. Shackelford just going to force one up. Guess what? It's blocked by Cardwell. Block number 11 in the night by Auburn. Off to the races. Dribbling around Alabama. Will foul with 5.3 by Ellis. But either way, it looks like the game is over. Huge block at the top by Dylan Cardwell, the one who forced a miss by Quinterly as he decided to dribble left baseline on the possession prior. Nightmares of Quinterly tonight that he'll be seeing from number 44 in orange and blue. What a night by Dylan Cardwell, stepping in the spot of Walker Kessler. And believe it or not, 11 blocks as a team tonight by Auburn. 0 of those blocks were by the number 2 shot blocker in the nation, Walker Kessler. It's going to be 2 at the line for Auburn. Wendell Green, first one misses. Yeah, really good game tonight. Before I do sign off, hit the thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. I believe tomorrow night I'll be back covering the NBA. It's going to be Mavs versus Knicks tomorrow night at 7:30. And second one missed by Green. Shackelford dribbles 1 second, just forces up a 3. Air ball, no good, and this game is final. Looks like Auburn can make it to number 1. They win, squeaking out the W 81-77, and they are 2 overtimes away from being undefeated. Auburn improves to the same record as Baylor, 15-1, and 4-0 in the SEC. And what a win tonight on the road at Alabama. Looked like Alabama had a chance to come back. There were a couple of possessions that really had an opportunity to spark that. And Auburn just stood tall to the task. Walker Kessler fouled out, only scored 2 points tonight, did not record a single block. They got 11 blocks as a team, 4 of those each by Jabari Smith and Dylan Cardwell. Jabari Smith, what a night he had. 25.7 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 blocks. 19 off the bench by their point guard, Wendell Green. He had 4 assists. And even though they only shot 27% from 3, they allowed the Alabama perimeter to shoot just 23% from a team that had knocked down 13 threes back in November to knock off, at the time, number 1, previously ranked Gonzaga. What a game tonight here. Auburn 15-1. Potentially could be number 1, depending on how this week plays out on the next rankings come Monday for this team. They get the same record as Baylor now. If you guys are new in the channel, before I do sign off, hit the thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Gonna sign out to the channel members before I do close up. All channel members get a shout out as we have Jason, Cindy, Rajeep, Old Ed Deuce, Brian, SG Sports Talk, Russell, D-Block, BP Greg, Oreo Pudding, Bino, Arohan, Mark, Mike, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Aishino, Josa, Elkian, GFR 90, Woody, Warren, I Am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Man and Hayes, Barco, Dave, Rise of Steel, and Kelly. Thanks so much, everybody, for being a part of the channel tonight. Auburn, big victory over Alabama. 81-77 the final. And enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, everyone.